So I just checked my clickers to see how far out I was, and I'm basically all the way out. I was able to get two, maybe three more clicks of compression to come out of these forks, because I wanted to see if I could get them where they'd stop bouncing around on some of the loose rock hill climbs that we have on this trail, and act more like my 250 XC did last week. We'll see. I don't know if it was enough to be able to do anything. I couldn't remember where I was with my clickers as far as how far out I was. I was most of the way out, and now I'm all the way out. So we'll just see if that does anything. Got a bird right in front of me, flying down the corridor of the trail. Now we gotta come through here and brush cut. I gotta like try to organize a trail day or something, because we gotta cut some brush out of this baby. There's just so much coming in here and just smacking us. Here's a trail I haven't been down in a long time. Kind of a side shoot trail off the main trail that I was riding today. There's a few of these. Haven't been down it forever, so I was like, I ought to come down this. It's probably been 4 years since I've been down it. And it's beautiful. Look at that. Gotta take a picture.
So part of the reason why I do all of these tests is because you never quite know what you're going to find. Now, these forks are fantastic when you're in, you know, third gear, fourth gear. And they're even pretty good when you're in second gear if the speeds are higher. But when the speeds are slower and you've got like rock after rock after rock and root, and it's like bam, 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 one after another, kind of like as you're bumping down this thing right here, this fork doesn't perform as well as some of the other forks that I have, like specifically my KTM 250 XC, especially when I'm running at lower pressure. I've done this trail back to back with this bike and my 250 XC, and you're just fighting to stay in the trail a little bit more on the Yamaha. The other thing that was really surprising to me is, although the Yamaha corners like a dream and it handles like a dream, this isn't so much, when you're up on trails like this, it isn't so much cornering as it is dodging things and just quickly changing direction, just like dodging rocks and dodging little roots and different things. And this bike certainly is a little more sluggish to do that. It just isn't as quick at dodging and going through things, which kind of surprised me because of how good it is everywhere else. So it's really interesting to come up and do some of these tests, because I had the impression that the bike was actually going to do a little bit better up on this trail than it actually did. And it's one of the reasons why you got it. I've had this bike for months and months, and I put it through all types of different paces, and this will affect, how I do what I talk about in the full review. If I hadn't have taken it on this trail, and I'm going to continue to take it on a few other trails here before I do this full review, because it shines like a diamond in some places, and then it's more like, not a diamond in some of these other places. And it's important for me to learn that and then to get that out to you guys so you can make an intelligent decision. This bike is still amazing, but some of the shine came off it on this ride, which I wasn't 100% expecting. I figured it would do a little bit better than it did, but it was a little sluggish to turn. I had to use more energy to get it to turn and change directions, and I was bouncing kind of all over the trail, and I had the forks as soft as they would go. So just something to think about, and still love the bike, but she came back down to earth a little bit for me on this ride.
See, if you're doing trails like this speed, the fork in the front end is absolutely amazing. When it slows down though and it's more rocky, the fork starts to show how it's a little bit stiff, if you know what I'm saying. We're not using all the travel too. I put a zip tie on the thing. It's amazing how plush it feels when I'm because I'm not using all the travel. So it's amazing how plush it feels generally, but then when we get those sharp edged rocks, it just needs to be able to move out of the way faster, and it can't do that. So that's where it starts to feel, starts to bounce off things and start to deflect a little bit. I love that stuff. I love that feeling right there where the bike is basically stopped and you're just, you know, kind of leaning the thing over. And here's a trail also that I haven't been on in several years, so should be fun to come up here. See what we find. It's absolutely beautiful right through here though. The aspen trees getting their leaves. Dropping down here. What are we, second? Yeah, second. Smooth flowing trails like this bike is awesome. Bike from stalling. Second gear again. Stand back up. It's a scary log. Jeez, look at both of these. That's super scary. That one's gonna break. We need to cut that. It's like suspended, and this one's even harder. These are not ones that I can probably get through with my little handsaw. Oh.